War turned everything upside down. All the houses in our village were burnt down. We ran away, hid in a wood during the afternoon, and at night made our way to the city of Skinvali. We took only our passports, a small sum of money, and a loaf of bread for the children. We lost everything that my parents and I, along with my husband, had acquired in our life. Since then, our life has been divided into two parts, before and after war.
The war has had an effect on all of us. It doesn't matter whether they are Abkhazians or Georgians. Every single person around has lost a brother or a father or another relative. All this affects a person's psyche. I think the war left an indelible mark on all of us. Our living conditions are pretty bad. The collective centre building is badly damaged. It's a very old, shaky building. The floor is rotten in numerous places. Once a woman fell when she trod on a rotten floorboard. When it rains, the rainwater collects in the basement. It's damp and scorpions make their nests there. The conditions are good for scorpions and they multiply. The wiring is in a very bad condition as well. Fire broke out in some cables and the dwelling behind this one burnt down the other day. An IDP lived there. Sometimes when it's windy, we switch off the electricity to avoid fire and stay without it all night. First of all, I wish for everything to be all right. People are tired of so much trouble. We don't have electricity in winter. We always pay. When it is not enough, we collect money and pay. Then the company gives us electricity. But it's not enough. They torment us just as they like. We are in a very bad state, especially during winter. As for water, it isn't even worth talking about water. As if lack of electricity was not enough, they don't give us water either. Our patience has already reached the limit.
I finished school here. It was school number 173 in Guldani. Integration was difficult for me. It's easy to say it was difficult. It was difficult to integrate with the local population. I had problems almost until I finished school. There was an incompatibility with the local mentality. There was also dissatisfaction with the fact that the IDP had more privileges. The local population was annoyed about this. The opinions of adults subconsciously affected my peers. We had trouble interacting, not only with the boys of our age, but even with the girls, because there was a widespread belief that the IDP had taken control of Tbilisi and appropriated all its assets, everything good and useful. It's less than desirable to be driven away from your home. It's difficult when you can't go to mourn a member of your family. It's difficult when you can't go to their graves. People would talk about homesickness, and for me that was everything that you missed. Now I know what it truly is. Whoever experienced that, and God save anyone in Georgia from experiencing that anymore. Homesickness is when you miss even the mud in your garden, even the mud. We live in hope as people do everywhere. People feel at home in the collective centres. Why? Because we're all close to one another, former neighbours having common traditions and customs. Now there are different traditions and customs in all regions of Georgia. When there's some happy occasion in a family, the neighbours help. When there's trouble, they help as well. This way, the problems are easier to deal with.
When we buried Father, we did what has become a ritual since IDPs have been buried here. You know, the coffin has handles and feet, that is, a stand. These are usually broken. According to tradition, people were afraid that someone might dig out the coffin and steal something. According to the old rule, the handles are broken before the burial so that no one can dig the coffin out. Not a single IDP coffin has the handles broken because everyone thinks that he's there only for the time being and soon he'll have to be dug out and taken home. I made a promise to my father that I'd take him home. I still dream, as all internally displaced people probably do, of returning to my native land, to my village, and that my village will be the same as it was before. My village, as I said, is small, and each family has lived through a tragedy, but I still dream of returning there. And my innermost dream is that people can live an ordinary life, that they respect each other, that all have jobs, that, in general, I dream of such an ideal land where all people will be happy.
It's very difficult to live here in the collective centre. They came the other day to carry out the registration process as they're going to evict us. We held protest meetings. No one knows what's going to happen. We don't know when we'll get thrown out of here. We can't do repairs or anything. Every 3 months we expect to be evicted. Even changing the wallpaper makes no sense in view of the money wasted. I'm scared. I constantly worry about food. What will we eat today? What will we eat tomorrow? It's so difficult to live far away from your native land. Your home is different. It's our dream to return to Abkhazia, to the place where the graves of those we love await us. We don't want anything else. Although I'm a bit ill and I'm a heartbroken woman, I'm still pretty active. It's important that I'm in favour of reconciliation with the Abkhazians. I believe that someday we'll be reconciled. I want to state that. Georgians and Abkhazians will reconcile with one another. We'll find a common language. We will. Some more work should be carried out. Just a little more, and there will be reconciliation.